Okay, if you follow VA disability claims, you probably know the standard scheduler rating system backwards and forwards. But today, we're diving deep into special monthly compensation, specifically SMC-L, or Aid and Attendance Basics. In this explainer, we're going to demystify exactly how severe, service-connected disabilities can unlock a significantly higher, dependency-based tier of VA support. Honestly, it's an absolute game changer for veterans who need daily help with basic activities just to live safely at home.
Here's the harsh reality we really have to confront. For a lot of veterans, standard disability pay just doesn't cut it. Why? Well, standard ratings compensate you based on how much a condition limits your ability to work. They don't really measure the actual physical, cognitive, or financial burden of living independently when you suddenly require hands-on care. The VA actually recognizes this. They know some disabilities demand a higher level of financial support simply because they create a daily reliance on another human being.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll look at moving beyond standard VA disability, the 5 pillars of care, comparing aid and attendance to housebound status, the real 2026 financial impact of SMC-L, and finally, exactly how to prove your claim.
All right, Section 1, Beyond Standard VA Disability.
The crucial takeaway here is that SMC-L acts as the gateway from basic anatomy-based compensation to dependency-based compensation. And pay close attention to the word replacing in that definition. When you qualify for SMC-L, your payment switches from the standard monthly rate to a special, higher compensation amount. This new amount becomes your full monthly payment, replacing the lower base rate entirely. It's not stacked on top of your existing pay. Think of it as a whole new, elevated baseline designed to make up for the fact that you need regular help to manage your daily life.
Moving on to Section 2, the 5 pillars of care.
The VA assesses your need for aid and attendance based on your inability to independently perform these 5 fundamental activities of daily living, or ADLs: bathing, dressing, toileting, feeding, and safety supervision. To qualify, you generally need to prove you require regular assistance with at least 2 of these. And the VA is very specific, you know? Bathing means you literally can't wash safely or maintain hygiene. Dressing includes things like needing help with buttons or prosthetic devices. Toileting is about needing help with bowel or bladder care. Feeding means the actual physical inability to feed yourself, which is different from just needing someone to cook for you. And finally, there's safety supervision.
Now, this is a fascinating point that clears up a massive misconception. So many veterans think, well, I'm not paralyzed or missing limbs, so I don't qualify for aid and attendance. Not true. You absolutely do not need a physical injury to qualify if you have a severe mental health condition. Safety supervision simply means you require another person to protect you from the hazards of your daily environment, or honestly, to keep you from harming yourself or others.
Maura Black from CCK Law hits the nail on the head here. She points out that a psychiatric impairment alone can qualify a veteran if they literally can't care for themselves. So conditions like severe PTSD that trigger suicidal ideation, or a traumatic brain injury causing profound confusion, memory loss, and a lack of safety awareness, those absolutely qualify for aid and attendance. If your cognitive impairment means you need someone around just to make sure you don't accidentally leave the stove on or wander off, that is a legitimate, recognized need in the eyes of the VA.
Let's jump to Section 3, Aid and Attendance versus Housebound.
It's really easy to get VA terminology mixed up, so let's clarify. Aid and attendance centers on needing physical or cognitive help from another person for those specific daily tasks we just walked through. Housebound status, designated as SMC-S, is totally different. It simply means your service-connected disability substantially confines you to your home. You might still be perfectly able to physically dress and feed yourself without anyone's help, but your conditions keep you stuck on your immediate premises outside of essential medical visits. And listen, it is vital to understand that you cannot stack these 2 specific benefits. You simply can't get SMC-L and SMC-S at the same time. The VA will always pay whichever one is higher. So please don't waste precious time applying for both at once. Because it involves a higher level of dependency and constant care from another human being, aid and attendance almost always pays significantly more than the housebound benefit. Section 4, 2026, SMC-L Financial Impact. Let's look at the numbers. Thanks to the newly calculated 2.8% cost of living adjustment for 2026, a single veteran without dependents who qualifies for SMC-L now receives a massive $4,900.83, completely tax-free every single month. To put that into perspective, standard 100% disability for a single veteran in 2026 pays just under $4,000. So we're talking about an increase of nearly $1,000 a month just at the baseline level of SMC-L.
And as you can see, the compensation scales up based on your family structure. Having a spouse brings that monthly SMC-L rate up to $5,120.42. Add a child to that, and it jumps to $5,281.24. You can even tack on an additional $109.11 for every extra child under 18, and over $350 for children over 18 in a qualifying school program. The whole point of this funding is to keep you out of a nursing home by giving you the resources to receive care right where you are.
Finally, Section 5, Proving Your SMC-L Claim. Legally speaking, the VA is supposed to automatically infer your SMC eligibility if the medical evidence in your file shows you meet the criteria. But let's be real, relying on the VA to automatically hand you what you deserve is incredibly risky. You really need to proactively follow these 4 steps to explicitly claim the benefit. Figure out your ADL eligibility, get the right form filled out, compile bulletproof medical evidence, and file the claim intentionally. This specific form, VA Form 212680, is the absolute linchpin of your claim. It has to be filled out meticulously by your medical provider because the VA uses it to document your exact physical and cognitive limitations. And here's exactly where so many claims fall apart. If your doctor just breezes through, checks a few boxes, or gives vague one-word answers, yeah, your claim is almost certainly going to be denied. To actually build a winning strategy, the VA needs to see a compelling, highly specific narrative of your daily struggles. Do not just let your doctor write down Parkinson's disease or PTSD. The documentation needs to paint a picture. It should say things like, veteran requires wife's assistance to button shirts due to severe tremors, or requires grab bars and direct supervision for safe showering, or needs daily medication reminders due to severe memory issues. You have to make your functional limitations crystal clear. Honestly, lay statements from your spouse or caretaker explaining exactly what they do for you every single day, that can absolutely be the deciding factor in proving you genuinely need this help to survive safely.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Take a hard, honest look at your daily life, or the life of a veteran you love. Are you pushing through unimaginable daily hurdles? Are you relying heavily on a spouse or caretaker just to get dressed, stay safe, or take your medication, but you're still only receiving standard disability pay? Please, make sure you're capturing the full SMC-L benefits you've sacrificed so deeply to earn. Don't let a lack of paperwork keep you from the specialized support designed exactly for your situation. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.